Good afternoon and welcome back to Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We've been broadcasting live from inside ETFs in Hollywood, Florida, and joining me now is Rosenzweig. He's the president of RZ Wealth. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We're taking the show from New York with you and I to Florida. But
exactly.
before we get into our conversation about RIAs, tell us a little bit more about inside ETFs and who's here today.
I've been coming, pretty much since inception. Obviously, it's gotten huge over the years. This year, I did want to commend the organizers because they're doing a lot more relative to practice management. They put people on this year that talk to you about your practice, talk to you about the value proposition. But normally, it's obviously been about product creativity and really the offerings, which are amazing these days.
Right. Well, I also see that they're gearing it more towards registered investment advisors as well. Let's talk about that because that's your area of expertise and how RIAs are increasingly adopting ETFs within client management.
Sure. I mean, there's workshops that are related to fiduciary responsibility. Again, we're known as the pinnacle of the financial advisor industry these days, where, again, we have to do things on a fiduciary basis, almost like a trust department is regulated in that sense. So there is obviously no axe to grind. We don't have specific products to sell. We don't have specific agendas. We don't have a minimum quota on fees. It's really all about the client and focusing on the client's best interests.
Do you think RIAs are going to continue to adopt ETFs more within their client portfolio work? And what do you see in terms of the overall future for the industry with RIAs? Is there growth still there?
A ton of growth for the right RIAs. I mean, we had a great workshop this morning with Tim Buckley, who's the new president of Vanguard, CEO of Vanguard, I should say. And again, just as I've said over the years, I mean, the industry is becoming commoditized to a degree because you can, especially with people flocking to passive investments, investments are certainly one part of it. Strategy is a big part of it. You want to deliver low cost, you want to deliver performance, but you have to deliver innovation. And in that sense, what you really have to focus on in the fiduciary role or as a planner or as an RIA is the creativity. Where are you going to add the dynamic of what differentiates you and really best serves the client?
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us inside ETFs. And traders, make sure you stay tuned for the back half of the day. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.